Hi everyone, this is Ants. In this video, I'm going to show you how to render a shader-backed canvas item as your world environment in a 3D scene. Okay, so if your use case where you don't need a panoramic sky, you don't need a sky, you don't need a procedural generated sky or just a blank color, where you want the background of your 3D environment to be rendered by a shader. And what I have here is a cloud shader, simple cloud shader from Shader Toy. And if you have that kind of like use case, this is the video to quickly learn how to do it. There's 3 steps, right? 3 steps, and this is the reason why I created this video, just to share the knowledge. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see here, I have my 3D helicopter, I have my world environment, my camera, directional light, all that kind of stuff, but I want to render the background as my cloud shader. So let's get started with that, right? So as you can see here, I have a viewport. You have to create a viewport. Reduce the size in terms of pixels. You don't need the full 1920 by 1080 if that's your screen size. I reduced it by 1/3, which means it's 1/9 the pixels. It increases the performance. And make sure after you do that, anything underneath this SubViewport is going to be rendered into that viewport. So what do you need to do? Use a lightweight kind of node like the color rect, which is basically just a rectangle with a specific color. Make sure you set the presets to full rectangle. And here's the magic here, is on the material, you just create the new shader material here, right? And once you add the shader material, you could create, add your shader, right? And here's my main menu shader. It's actually not that long. It's quite simple. And that's basically it. And then when you click on the viewport, you should have your shader rendering into that SubViewport. Okay. All right. That's step 1. Step 2 is now you need a canvas layer. And the reason why you need a canvas layer is because you have to assign this canvas layer to the world environment. So first of all, change the layer ID to, I change it to -1. And you'll see why that's important. Make sure it's layer -1. And then you add a texture rectangle, right? And when you select the texture rectangle, now you could add a texture. And one of the options is a viewport texture. And now that you select the viewport texture, select the SubViewport that you created. And that's basically it. The other things you need to keep in mind is make sure the expand mode is keep size, but then the stretch mode equals scale, and then the anchor presets to full rect. Make sure you do those 3 and you're good to go. And now that you have your canvas layer, you can now go to your world environment. That's the 3rd step. And you create an environment, and now the mode, you select canvas. Right? And select the maximum canvas layer to be -1, which means it's going to render as the background of your 3D environment all layers from -1 and less, so -2, -3, -4. You don't have to worry about that for now, but that's useful because you could actually put another shader and another shader and all that. But anyways, that's basically it. Okay, and you're good to go, and you're going to get something like this. Now you could add any shader to this now that you have this shader here. So let's add, I don't think I have that many other, yeah, I have a water shader, and let's change the color of the water. And yeah, like this. And now the water is being rendered. Let's play this, right? So what's the use case for this? Again, for me is, I knew my helicopter was going to be static and flying around and shooting and all that, and I wanted the camera to stay still. And I needed clouds to kind of be, more nicer. And I tried it with a panoramic texture of a sky. And not only they are very big, but you need a high resolution one to get something as good quality as this, because you're going to get banding, like color banding. It didn't work well. And also using a procedural sky thing, it didn't work out well either. So this is the reason why I had to kind of figure this out. It didn't take long, and I didn't know about it. And if you're watching and you knew about this, that's great. But if I didn't know, then maybe there's other people that didn't know either. So hopefully you guys found that useful. And yeah, so that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.